my name is Piper, and this is a video about the proper use of a semicolon. So you can use a semicolon in place of a period when there's no conjunction in between two sentences, a conjunction being and or but. And it also can be used to separate lists where the individual listed items have commas in between them. So example for the list thing is if you're listing cities and states, which is pretty common. So if a list contains the following, you can use a semicolon to separate them. An incorrect thing would be to put a comma after everything, because then it gets really confusing and there are 1,000 commas in between. So the correct way to use a semicolon would be to put a semicolon after each individual thing that had a comma in it. Another example is if you have individual pieces of a list that have adjectives in them, because you need to use commas with adjectives. So again, the incorrect way is to just put a comma after everything, but the correct way is to use a semicolon after the individual series that has commas within them. Another example of how you use a semicolon is to split up sentences. So here are an example of 3 simple sentences, and you can split them up using regular periods or using semicolons. So the proper way to use semicolons would be to split them up in between sentences. So here we can use a semicolon to connect 2 sentences, or here as well. It doesn't matter which sentence you put the semicolon between, it just depends on how you want the relationship between the sentences to appear in your writing. It's more stylistic than technical. An incorrect way is to use 2 semicolons in a row. So that would be incorrect because there's no period. You can only use 1 semicolon in a row, and that's how you use a semicolon.